Up guys, today welcome back to another video. But today I will be talking about something which probably every single one of us has either read or watched. I'm going to be talking about the one and only The Godfather, which is a very famous book written by Mario Puzo. And The Godfather is also a series of films directed by Francis Ford Coppola. So today is less a book review, but as a person who has read the book and also seen the movies, I will be giving you 10 major differences which I noticed in the books and the movies because I felt that the movies, although they are very good and they have an IMDb rating of 9.2 out of 10, which is no joke, and probably if there's a list of the top 10 movies ever made, the Godfather series will be up there. But still, I feel that the Godfather, the movies were slightly different and they slightly delivered injustice to the book. So here are 10 major differences I will be sharing with you based on my experience at least. So before that, I'll just give you a quick review for those who have not read or seen. This is set primarily between 1945 to 55. The story follows the life of a powerful mafia dynasty, which is led by the patriarch Don Vito Corleone. The Don refuses to enter the narcotics trade, but an assassination attempt is made on his life, which throws his empire into a brutal gang war. After failed attempts of resurrecting the mafia dynasty by his eldest son, Sonny Corleone, his youngest son, Michael Corleone, had to step in. And Michael Corleone was a person who was a celebrated war hero. He wanted nothing to do with the mafia business or the family business, but he was forced to step in and to avenge his father. And he eventually succeeded as the new ruthless Don, the new ruthless, unwilling war hero Don. And he transforms into from a reluctant idealistic outsider into a cold and calculated mafia boss. So this is it. I'm not going to spoil a lot of the book or the movies for you because I really want those people who have not seen or read either of the books or the movies to really go do watch and read. But here are some major differences which I found. Number one is Johnny Fontane's hair and voice and his character arc. In the movies, the famous singer Johnny Fontane is a minor character who is looking for new roles. But in the book, he has a very elaborate backstory, and it also includes how the Don Vito Corleone secretly arranged for his vocal cords to be surgically repaired to save his career. So that is not shown in the movies, and he does not have any backstory, and he's just shown as a minor character. Number two, Lucy Mancini and the private surgery. Lucy Mancini, who is Connie's bridesmaid. Again, who is Connie? Please check it out by either watching or reading the book. I will not really spoil anything for you guys. But Lucy Mancini had a major subplot in the book where she travels to Las Vegas and she becomes a doctor's mistress and she undergoes experimental surgery to tighten her anatomy, which because she felt that that was the only thing preventing her from finding true love. So that is again not really shown in the movies, but that is what is there in the book. Number three, Sonny's intelligence and mistresses. Sonny Corleone, who is Vito Corleone's eldest son, is depicted as just a hothead who is frustrated all the time, who does not make quick decisions and who just trusts his gut in the movie. But the book, when you read the book, it actually reveals that he has a very sharp and very cunning, cold personality for the family business. And the only thing which gives him away is that he lets his emotions override him. And the book also focuses heavily on his mistresses Lucy and later his secondary mistress Martha, who gives Sonny a very softer, calmer dimension. Number four, Vito's Sicilian origins. The films explore Don Vito Corleone's early life, which includes his escape to America and his rise to power from there, in The Godfather Part 2, the second movie. But in the book, all of his origin happens as a long, contiguous flashback in the middle parts of the first novel. Number 5. Michael's revenge on Fabrizio. Fabrizio was Michael's bodyguard for a long time, who ultimately betrayed Michael. But Fabrizio gets off-screen justice, and he is completely omitted depending on the cuts. In the book, Michael Corleone hunts Fabrizio down after so many years in the United States, and he famously kills him with a car bomb. Number six, Kay Adams' letter to Mama Corleone. In the movies, if I remember correctly, Kay struggles with Michael's criminal life in silence. But in the book, she frequently visits Mama Corleone, who is Vito Corleone's wife, and the two women they bond over Italian traditions. Mama secretly teaches Kay how to pray for Michael's soul, but these instances and these plots are not shown in the movies again. So that is again that I was a little bit disappointed with that part because Kay, who is played by Diane Keaton in the movies, her character arc could have been massively better in the movies. That is what my personal opinion is. Number seven, Fredo's wild Las Vegas life. The films depict Fredo Corleone, who is the middle brother, as a very weak willed and more of a nuisance to the other two brothers, who is not really smart and who's definitely not capable to continue on the family regime. But in the book, Fredo is heavily involved in the Corleone's Las Vegas operations, and he also displays a very erratic, deviant sexual behavior where he acts as womanizer. He gets many different women pregnant, and he also is responsible for multiple unfortunate abortions. It's very disturbing to hear, but that is what is shown in the books. That is what is shown in the books, and that was not shown in the movies. I think the reasons can be obvious because it can be disturbing to watch. Number 8, Moe Greene's death. In the film, Moe Greene is famously shot in the eye through his glasses while getting a massage in Las Vegas. In the book, he is simply shot in the head in his office during a meeting, which occurs much earlier in the narrative. So there was a difference in timelines between the book and the movies. That is one thing I had noticed. Number 9, which is the fate and the ultimate result at the end of the novels, which is of the other dons. In the movies, Michael Corleone eliminates all the heads of the five families in one swoop during the climax of the movies, but that is actually not true according to the book. In the book, Michael only assassinates the heads of the Barzini and the Tartaglia families, while the other heads were dealt with politically or were forced to surrender. So Michael Corleone had not assassinated all the five heads in one sitting. That was wrongly shown in the movies. And number 10, the number of dons eliminated. Tessio, who betrays Michael, eventually begs Tom Hagen to fight for his case and to plead his case, where he asks if he can get off the hook. But in the movie, his betrayal was absolute, and he quietly accepts his fate, he quietly accepts his death, and he famously remarks, which is a very famous dialogue, "Tell Mike it was only business." So, these were 10 major differences I had found between the books and the movies. And I would still say the movies, although they showed some differences in the plots, but I still heavily enjoyed the books and I still heavily enjoyed the movies. I'm going to give The Godfather a 4.5 out of 5 because you will rarely find haters of either the books or the movies. It is just simply one of the best, most complete stories out there, and one of the best movies I have watched, which is played by many famous actors: Marlon Brando, Al Pacino, Diane Keaton, and countless other names who absolutely killed it in their role. And yes, this is it. You guys have probably watched it, maybe not. But for those who have not seen the movies or read the books, please do it. Please watch it or please read the book. You're definitely missing out on something and you're definitely living under a rock. So that is it. And I will be back with more videos. Peace.